Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have got a new big time LR released into Dokkan Battle. We have LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He has a standby. He's just a really nasty boy, right? Really good. So, you know, I definitely felt to improve, like, sort of add to the top 10 overall LR list. I guess I'm kind of maintaining several right now. The Carnival LRs kind of threw things out of whack, but I definitely felt like we could do a top 10 LR list. Let's just jump in. I feel like there's not really too much movement from the last time I did one of these, which was when Bulma came out, right? I don't think that this list is too much different from that. So number 10, we have LR Final Form Cooler. I do feel like Cooler... Ooh, maybe I have too many down here. Where is Cooler? Here he is. Actually, I'm just going to grab... So we're going to grab Cooler. We're going to grab Carnival Goku down here. I do think... okay, I'm also going to grab Vegeta and Trunks, who are at 8, believe... Wow, that's so... I feel like Vegeta and Trunks are so good. Probably somewhere... I think Vegeta and Trunks are safe where they are. But, like, 9 to, like, 17, I think there's a lot of units that you could kind of, like, jump back and forth for in this. Characters like Carnival in LR Kid Gohan, I think STR Carnival Goku, potentially we could talk about Kale and Caulifla, AGL LR Gohan, Golden Frieza, probably Ultimate Gohan would fit in this range, potentially Metal Cooler, the Goku and Vegeta, Gohan and Goten as well, they're easy. All of these characters, I feel like, kind of are, you know, from, like, 9 to, like, 17 or 18 or something like that. I feel like it's really close. Like, if I would go past top 10 to top 20, I feel like you would, like, people's lists on this are probably going to be very similar. Like, top 7 and on, I think, are going to be very close. But it's like, once you get to, like, you know, like, probably right around where, like, Vegeta and Trunks are for me, that's where I think everyone's going to start to look really different. Because a lot of these units, they just have different pros and cons, but I don't know that any of them are really blowing other characters away so much, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Final Form Cooler is still very good. Still one of the better villains in the game. I mean, Piccolo Jr. is probably just better than Cooler, right? Probably. I guess I haven't really thought about that, but I probably would rank Piccolo Jr. above Cooler. Again, I haven't really put much thought into that between the two of them. Maybe I'd want to test that out a little bit more. Don't put that in stone, but, like, Cooler is probably competing with Piccolo Jr. for best villain in the game, right? Probably. He's good. He's got the great link set. Still could do a lot of damage. You know, Cooler's gotten some help recently with, like, Turles and Amond and Raisin and stuff like that. I definitely am looking forward to the Carnival LR here, because I do think it's going to be a very strong... Baby is great for villains. Baby is a awesome... Like, if Baby is, like, a top 5, like, strength character, it's going to be so big for villain characters. But I think Final Form Cooler is still hanging in there well. Tech Carnival Goku is still solid. I think, like, people... A lot of times... I mean, I can fall victim to this at points as well. Sure. But a lot of times people do become prisoners of the moment very fast. Like, kind of like a recency bias thing. Like, it's like people will jump onto the new hotness. I mean, for good reason, right? It's exciting. Animations are fire. Maybe they're a super hyped character. But then they will, like, flip often too far in the other direction, right? Global players did not have Vegeta and Trunks when this guy came out. And I saw... Mostly it was global players. I mean, people get mad at me for doing my global jokes. But, I mean, it was mostly global players who were saying this guy was above Vegeta and Trunks, which he never was. And then now I feel like people have gone too far in the other direction, where people say that this guy is, like, ass now, which is definitely not the case, right? Just because there's a far better revive character in the game does not cut this guy out at all. Because this guy is on a lot of teams that GT, Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta are not on. I like what this guy does. This sort of, like, combo of defensive stacking, guard, and then revive is just a very potent, strong combo. And then Vegeta and Trunks, you know, pretty boring. You know, slot 1, really tanky. They're stacking defense. They have a great active skill. Super strong character. Strong link set. Just good. They're just good. They're boring, but very good. I still like Vegeta and Trunks. Next, I'd have AGL Carnival Goku. I do think that you can definitely make, like, you could talk about Carnival Goku versus Vegeta and Trunks. I do think that that's sort of a discussion that would make sense. To me, though, the number one reason I would put Carnival Goku above Vegeta and Trunks, by the way, Carnival Goku was upgraded recently. This is now a nullification for Ki Blast Supers, right? Not just the counters are now nullifications, which is huge for this guy. But it's this. This is just so good right here. I find myself running this guy. You know, he's a guarding character who stacks defense, and he has this heal. He has a nullification. It's just so good. It's so good. This ability is so goddamn good. You're going into these really tough fights, man. He does lose guard after 6 turns, but we're now at the point where you have so many high rapid damage dealing characters that you are like, you're gonna get like 1 turn where this guy's not guarding at the end of the fight or something like that. Like it's pretty I can't think of a lot of instances where it's like, oh, like his guard wear off and now we're cooked, right? Like it doesn't feel like it happens almost ever. If we're gonna criticize this guy at all, it's that he doesn't have prepare for battle, which is stupid. I mean, you get rid of like, I don't know, bullshit ass Z fighters for prepare for battle, and he's like a better character. But I mean, he's definitely good. Now next we get to this character. This is crazy. At Dokkan, I mean, we have a lot of really strong units. They're 6, and that's not like, I know people. I feel like it's hard to say. I was gonna say, I feel like people would see this character at 6 and go, oh my god, like they're way too low, right? But then at the same time, I do feel like this is probably one of the more underrated characters in the game. Listen, they have a real clear-cut weakness, which is that it's very easy for them to be caught and killed within the first probably 2 turns or so. They stack up defense pretty quickly because it's going to be very common for them to triple super. Triple supering with this character is very common. So because of that, they could stack up quite quickly, but it's just raw defense that they have. So they can have their backs blown out very fast. But like once you I love this shit. This type of standby mode that LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku also has, I adore this. I think that this is so good. It's just really powerful. I love this exact type of thing, like this uber defensive, kind of like standby mode right there. Really, really good. I like this character. I do feel like people are a little bit too disrespectful to this character. Next we have the 2 blue fusions. I probably would lean towards Vegito Blue. Yeah, I have way too many characters down here. There's way too much down here. I should have deleted a couple more from this down here, but whatever. So we have the 2 blue fusions. I know people love, the thing with me is I will tie characters if they have essentially the same kit, which the things that make these characters mostly good or their flaws are all basically the same thing. In base, you want to float these guys so they have their 70% chance to dodge. You transform into blue. They both have the guaranteed dodge for 1 turn. You have the uber powerful active skill. They can attack over and over and over and over. I just like Vegito with his more like guaranteed super attacks over Gogeta, who gets you the guaranteed crit at 24 key. That's kind of the difference, because with Gogeta, you can very easily guaranteed crits, and then he supers, and then normal, normal, normal. Whereas Vegito is like, he supers, and then he supers, and then he supers, and then he supers, and then he supers, right? And it's like, oh, okay. Like, that's pretty good, right? And then he's getting all this defense right here. But these guys are just great. They're great. Awesome. Incredible. I like Vegito a little bit better, but it's nothing to where I don't see that they could be tied, right? Oh, by the way, I mean, before people, I feel like there's a good chance people might talk a lot about LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well. He is certainly in that range as well, like the 9 to, damn, it might be like 9 to 20 or something like that. Like LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is certainly in that range. I don't think I'm putting LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta above Cooler or Carnival Goku, but like this character certainly was helped by Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Speaking of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, now's where I will slide him in. We'll just finish the rest of the list out. We'll talk about sort of this top tier of characters. I don't. Okay. Let me get these. So Orange Piccolo, them, and then of course Bulma. So let's discuss things, right? I think that this highest tier of character right now, what makes these 4 a little bit different, I mean, but it's you can include up to 6. And if you guys look, I do have that represented right here. You could potentially split this off at Goku. Maybe, I could do 3 tiers. I could probably do a tier of these 3 characters. Should I? Let me just see how this looks real. Hold on. Let me just take a look at how this looks. Do I like the way this looks? I don't know. It does feel like there's a little bit of separation between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Blue Fusions to me, but is it enough to drop them down a whole tier? I would say no. I feel more comfortable doing it like this, I'm thinking. This feels more comfortable to me, this right here. The Z tier is very packed. I mean, I do think there's a little bit of separation between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Blue Fusions, but not enough to make an entirely new tier. Now, Bulma, I mean, you have your guard, you have your damage reduction, she's got this, she's orb changing, but the support for, like, the ridiculous support, insane support for multiple turns. It's not, Bulma is not giving, like, oh, she gives, like, a little bit of stats or a little bit of key or something like that to a couple turns. She's giving a massive support buff for multiple turns. She has her super powerful active skills, stuff like that. I'm very comfortable with Bulma at 1. This character, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it as is with, wait, did I put it in the wrong order? I did. Wait, no, I messed up right here, yeah. So then with this character, they will rapidly deal damage so fast. This GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. They will put up so much damage so quickly. But the thing about this character that definitely separates him from the Z duo, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, is that this character, they build up damage reduction per super attack, whereas the other one, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, they're building up crit with their super attacks. The damage reduction, this character, their first turn, they can tank AGL Dragon Ball Super Broly or like AGL Omega, these characters, right? Like these over 1 million damage super attack bosses that are AGL type disadvantage for this character. This character does 3 super attacks and they could live those attacks, right? Now, the thing about them, compared to potentially Orange Piccolo, depending on the situation, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Bulma, is that I guess the other 3 are slot 1 characters. This character, of course, does have this ridiculous revive, which is just so valuable. The thing about a lot of these top characters here is that they can protect other characters. Orange Piccolo, I mean, we know how ridiculous this is. The big boss super attack and ability canceling, like, nature of this. Orange Piccolo's got the support. He just has a lot of stats. He's got stuns. He has attack debuffs. Like, Orange Piccolo is just fantastic. I'm looking at this. I do feel like you could make a case for a lot of these top characters at being 1. Like, there's just a very clear-cut class. Could you put Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta at 1? Yeah, you probably could. Could you get Orange Piccolo at 1? Yeah. Bulma at 1. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I guess you could as well. I mean, we could talk more about him. I like this character a lot. I think the thing about this guy that maybe some people, like, people will talk about, oh, it's a little inconsistent to get his standby up, which, yes, it is. Having to receive attacks sucks balls because it's completely out of your control where the enemy decides to attack, and especially because Super Saiyan 4 Goku does pretty badly want to be in slot 1. Between this right here, plus this is also only a slot 1 ability, essentially, unless we're going up against like AoE attacks or something like that, right? So this guy wants to be a slot 1 character, which is really good because slot 1 is the most valuable thing, right? That's what a lot of people didn't understand last year when they dropped Vegeta and Trunks. It's not bad that this character has to go slot 1 because slot 1 is the most troublesome position. That's what we need, the slot 1 characters, right? So, like, that's good. Like, I don't think that that's an issue with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think people still kind of underrate this right here. This one turn that you get of Oob, he's nigh untouchable. I mean, you guys can see right there, he gets the damage reduction per type key sphere. It's just a ridiculous ability, right? He's guarding, but then this, I mean, look at this. He's giving all allies key and defense for multiple turns. It's just so strong. It's so very strong. being able to get that, right? And then once you get the full power, I mean, it's difficult. Like, do I think that full power Goku, is he like the peak of the game or something like that? Like, I don't want to go all the way there, but this guy is just really nutty, right? Like, none of the big bosses are really sitting this guy down. I mean, he's doing the guaranteed guard. He's got the guaranteed crits. He's dropping 26 million attack stats, guaranteed crit, 50% damage reduction with guard, and all. Dude, look at all this shit he has here. Like, this guy's ridiculous. He has a great link set. I feel like I kind of respected Orange Piccolo's Orange Piccolo giant transformation a little bit more probably than like Goku kind of going through his different forms. I feel like the GT duo getting their Spirit Bomb off is probably something that you're going to see much more often than Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And Bulma is just Bulma. I'm very comfortable with her being one. So one last look at this. Is this what I'm comfortable with? Yeah, I do think so. I feel good with this. Looking at this, yeah, I do feel like the top 4, there's a little bit of separation, but enough to push the Blue Fusions and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta out of that tier. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty comfortable with this. Now let's take a look at what I had before. So this is when Bulma came out. This is May 18th. Yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, essentially, Carnival Kid Gohan was kicked off, and then Super Saiyan 4 Goku was just placed after Orange Piccolo, yeah. Yeah. And I don't think that Goku slotting into this list at 4, is that a bad thing? No, I think it's fine. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I don't really have issues with his design at all. The only thing I would say that would help this guy that I think is very reasonable, notice that he has this right here, right? Where he gets this defense after evading an attack or receiving an attack. And then if we go to full power, he has the same thing. Defense for 5 turns after evading or receiving an attack. I just wish that the standby also was evading and receiving an attack. So that's the only change I'd make to this guy, and I think that would help him quite a bit, right? I've seen a lot of complaints, people talking about his 5 dodge preventing them from potentially getting the standby, right? But I mean, you know, it's a game of RNG, right? Like, having to get hit sucks. It's terrible. But like, they're gonna keep doing it because it makes the game more RNG, which is the difficulty is going to be in RNG. It's how it's going to be, right? So let me know what you guys think of the top 10 LRs. Again, I look at this, I feel very comfortable putting this up on Twitter, letting people quote me relentlessly. Yeah, I mean, is there any characters I have to comment on? Not too much. Characters I have to comment on that aren't on the list. Again, Carnival Kid Gohan's close. AGL Gohan, Beast, Golden Frieza, the 7th anniversary LRs, right? Like, maybe Super Boo, right? Like, it's very competitive from like 9 to 20. So I assume if 100 people did a list like this, the 9 to 20 spots are going to be almost completely different for like so many different people, right? In the exact order. Because I feel like a lot of the characters are just close, right? Again, Gohan and Goten, Carnival Metal Cooler, a lot of those guys can kind of fit into those slots. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.